Okay, this is a brief video for YouTube about how to remove the clamping feed neck that comes on the Empire axe. Saw a lot of discussion about this on PB Nation when I was searching how to get this off. A lot of good ideas, a lot of different things that different people did that worked for them. If you follow my directions and you break your gun, don't come and talk to me, because this is just the way I did it. This is what I found worked to get it off of there, and it did destroy the feed neck in the process. There's a few good ideas to try to preserve it. Like one person wanted to put a socket inside of it and clamp it down with this little lever that comes with it, and try to remove it that way with the socket wrench. I didn't have a big enough socket to fit in there and tell you that it has over a 1-inch internal diameter. I know this because I actually took a known 1-inch external diameter stainless piece of rod and put it in there, and it was still some space, so that didn't work. So first thing I did is I took the Allen wrench and took this stupid little screw out, and got that off. I tried taking a screwdriver and sticking it through the two holes to turn it, and I couldn't find a screwdriver that was strong enough, that was small enough to fit through the holes. What I finally ended up doing was I took a pair of these, what are they? Craftsman Robo Grips. These are very old, by the way. And what I actually had to do is clamp it on the feed neck. You can just see that it was destroyed, and this Loctite did not break loose until this was fully crushed, and as you can see, this aluminum here even began to tear. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't just snap off completely. I don't see any damage to the threads that's on the axe. What I do see is an earlier attempt where I tried to take it off with a strap wrench. I actually covered this part up with rubber, and this little feed clamp right here cut the strap wrench, which caused me to slip, and the rubber flopped off, and the metal from the strap wrench actually scored my brand new axe right there. So, the only thing I have to say about this is, whoever thought of putting what looks like blue Loctite on the clamping feed neck that comes with the axe, that's the dumbest idea on the planet. I like this gun so far. I like Empire's products, but I find it unexcusable that got a brand new gun, bought something that's a fairly simple upgrade, and ended up scratching my aluminum finish, by anodized aluminum finish, trying to install it. But anyway, I'll do another video once I get on there, and I'll go from there. Alright, so here's the new clamping feed neck. Still in the package. Take it out. It's the Empire logo. Some of you guys will notice that I did shoot this video in my kitchen. I'm limited to space as far as a workbench goes. So this little island in my kitchen doubles as a workspace, and I cook there sometimes. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, I'm just gonna put this on now, hand tight. I might put some Loctite on it later. I really haven't decided. Depends if it stays on the way if it's supposed to. I didn't have to replace the feed neck that was on my E-Tech 3, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. I did it one time before with a SLG, and I got by just fine without the Loctite on there. Um, and about the Loctite, I saw a few posts where some people talked about heating this up with the torch in order to melt the Loctite. They actually, I guess, took a propane torch or, God forbid, a MAP gas torch and heated up either the feed neck or the body of the axe to melt the Loctite. Um, that didn't work for them, and I'm not sure, but they might have some more problems because if you don't completely break this down, you have switches there. You got your detents they look like there's some sort of plastic material. You've got O-rings in here. All that stuff melts. I would say would be a very low temperature compared to what the torch is going to burn at. And it's probably going to melt about the same time that the Loctite does, if not sooner. So don't do that. At least I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's, save a torch for what you need to use a torch for. If it was a firearm, I'd be okay because that stuff gets hot. But this is more pneumatic and electronic equipment than anything else. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just, screw the feed neck that it came with. It sucks anyway. And just, clamp this damn thing in the vise or the RoboGrip pliers and pry it off of there. You're not going to need the old one again. And hopefully everybody will talk about how badly they hate this feed neck, and Empire won't put it on their guns anymore. Anyway, I hope this video helped out. Alright, here's the axe. This is all it takes to air it up with the new feed neck. I'm sorry, ASA. The new feed neck sits a lot lower. Turn that on. Turn the gun on. It shows that it's on. And I'm going to shoot this target that's out here. It's very quiet. Yeah, brake beam buys work. It won't fire anymore. Just flashing red. I don't know if you can see it, but I see. Axe.